The Heart and Vision Award is presented to Dr. Grafton Antone and to Dr. Eileen Antone in recognition of their dedication to social justice and with our gratitude for their commitment to raising the human spirit.
Sagoli swagwe gong, unko hewe na I. Anya da ak, jitwat gat dondi, akta, London, Ontario. Jot sanit ne, hada na shoni neon gats, kale wizaks neon gats, Eileen Antone, slonegik. And so today, I bring greetings to you in the language of my ancestors, the Anunnaki people. And I was telling you that my name in the longhouse is Jutsanit, and my research name is Galitwizeks, meaning she who gathers information. And I'm from the Turtle Clan. And so today I bring these greetings because our elders tell us that it is important that we continue to use the language of our people. And so this is important because it was because of the racist and discriminatory government policies that I was led to believe that only the language of the settler people was valid and acceptable. And I think now how sad it is that our parents and grandparents also believed that these policies were to be used in a way that was for the settler people, but they were an oppression to our people. And in this oppression, they felt it was better that they not teach their children and grandchildren the beautiful languages that carry the culture, values, and beliefs. It is a great honor to participate tonight in this Heart and Vision Awards concert, to be able to share with you some of the information and teaching that I experienced in my learning journey. The elders tell us that one of the first things we do is give thanks. So I give thanks for the people who have gathered and for all our relations. I want to acknowledge the eagle feather that I have brought to share with you. In our Native communities, the eagle feather is a symbol of gratitude, love, and respect. And our elders tell us that when we use the eagle feather, the Creator is honored in the highest form. So I raise this eagle feather today for the love, honor, gratitude, and respect that we have for the Creator in bringing us together to share with each other in this awards ceremony. First, I will tell you a little bit about myself. My work was in the field of education, and my research was about reclaiming voice. In my early journey through the Euro-Western school system, my learning experience was incomplete, as it did not include the Aboriginal people. Euro-Western education has been superimposed on Aboriginal communities for a long time, even though there was a traditional way of education within each Aboriginal nation. In the course of my research, I came across a poem written by Arthur Solomon, an Anishinaabe spiritual teacher, and he wrote this song. He said, "The traditional way of education was by example and experience and by storytelling. The first principle involved was total respect and acceptance of the one to be taught. And that learning was a continuous process from birth to death. And it was a total continuity without interruption. The teaching strictly adhered to the sacredness of life, whether of human, animal, or plants. But in the course of history, there came a disruption. And he says education became compulsory miseducation for another purpose. And the circle of life was broken and the continuity ended. And then he says, it is that continuity which is now taken up again in the spiritual rebirth of the people. It was this message written by the Anishinaabe spiritual elder that broke the spell that I was under of the Euro-Western concepts that led me to believe that the Native way of learning and teaching were insignificant. His assertion that education became compulsory miseducation for the Native people has challenged and empowered me to search for ways that would restore the circle of life and the continuity of learning for all Aboriginal peoples. The message in this poem allowed me to relate to the Native concept of sacredness of life that has been sustained by our people for thousands of years. It has been a difficult journey to realign my cognitive processes and relate to a bigger picture, one that doesn't negate the Aboriginal worldview, but lifts it to a primary position of inclusion and equality. It has been through this journey that I have learned about the sacredness of life and the need to know who we are as Ungwahimwe people, as our Aboriginal identity lies in a people's collective life, their history, ancestry, culture, values, tradition, and ties to the land. Before I began a concerted effort to discover how the formal educational process worked, I didn't understand anything about the underlying Euro-Western principles that Native schools were built on. I only knew that I was made to feel inferior, and that if I worked hard enough, that maybe someday I would be just like the white people who were running the schools and every other system that I was affiliated with. I didn't understand the objective of the school system was to implicitly assimilate Native people so we would no longer know who we were and that we would take on only the values of the settler society. The Haudenosaunee welcomed the Europeans as they arrived in this country, but it soon became apparent that there would have to be an understanding between them. So the first treaty between the Native people and the non-Native people was created. This treaty was called the Gaswenta, or the Turo Wampum. The elders tell us that a council was called to discuss the first treaty on Turtle Island. In discussion, the Haudenosaunee said, "You tell us your king will be our father and he will protect us, take care of our needs. This we cannot accept, because a father can tell his son what to do and can punish him. You also proclaim, you will be our elder brother and you will teach us your ways. You will protect us with the help of your king. We, Ungwahimwe, cannot accept being your younger brother because we believe that the Creator, the Great Spirit, made all human beings of equal height. We believe only the Creator is higher. Therefore, we suggest we be of equal brothers. It is also agreed that you will record the terms of the agreement in writing. We have been given the sacred wampum and the symbols to use as a reminder of the Creator. So we will record our understandings on the wampum. So it was that the first treaty was created between the Haudenosaunee and the people of the European continent. The wampum belt that was constructed to record this agreement, the elder says, The wampum belt confirms our words. 2 purple rows parallel will symbolize 2 paths of 2 vessels traveling down the same river together. 1 birch bark canoe will be the Ungwihu Way, their laws, their customs, their ways, and the other ship of the settler people and their laws, their ways, and their customs. We shall travel the river side by side, but each in his own boat. Neither of us will make compulsory laws or interfere in the internal affairs of the others. Neither of us will try to steer the other vessel. This treaty belt also contains 3 white rows of wampum, which signify peace, respect, and friendship. These concepts hold the Native people and the European people close together, while at the same time keeping them at a respectful distance apart. It was this treaty that established our equal rights and our separate and equal coexistence on this land. In my journey, I have learned the traditional culture of a society that ensures its unity and survival. The values, belief, history, and customs form the basis of the attitudes, behaviors, and understandings that make up the heritage that individuals learn. Although a living culture is constantly changing and adapting to situations encountered, it still contains principles that are intrinsic to a particular group of people, to the identity of the people. The relationship to Mother Earth is one of the manifestations of spirituality. It doesn't matter what our faith system is. It is the relation to everything around us that is important to our spiritual well-being and the way we reveal that relationship. Parents and extended family are influential aspects of a person's identity. This was disrupted through the school system, the residential school system. As stated earlier, the Creator gave each nation a language that was to be passed to each succeeding generation. And in this language is the worldview that helps to define the identity of the individual of that group. In summary, traditional culture, land, spirituality, family, language, and elders are important aspects of Aboriginal identity. And as Elder Art Solomon said, in the course of history, there came a disruption. Then another way was brought. This way consisted of government institutions, residential schools, prejudice, education, church, and the media. And the land was taken for the purpose of immigration, greed, and exploitation. On another note, I want to mention how the use of language has a major impact on how to go forth with our mission to manifest right relations. I heard Avis Glaze, one of Canada's top educators, speak and was very proud and impressed with her understanding of the injustice that many children suffered in the present education system. I heard her speak of the importance of standing up and confronting issues of inequity. Then in my search, I came across this note by one of my non-Indigenous colleagues, a leading cultural scholar, praising the excellent work of Avis Glaze while using language to refer to the people experiencing different realities as losers, as runners-up, as second best. People who don't buy into the system of oppression, assimilation, and colonization are not underdogs, as this leading educational scholar calls them. They are human beings who need to be spoken of in a respectful manner. Language plays a critical role in how people are going to react to verbal or written information that tries to keep them in a position of inferiority. Language can be helpful or it can be hurtful. How will you use the language? So in closing, I raise the feather to the Creator for all of you that are here tonight. Tanayama.